think
Leave it.
this person would be the hammer to contact with, or what?
You leave it. You get into create one more developer edition. Alright, I mean, not worth wasting time over that small issue. I do not know. There is some setup change that has happened on your developer edition. You create one more developer edition. Just to put a different username with the same email ID. You create one more developer edition. Like everyone,
No, it gives me problem. Data storage limit exceed or something. What does that like?
I don't know. I mean, why it is giving you that error? That is the thing. Now, what I'm trying to say is, for us to scrutinize that, maybe you might have. I told you the developer edition has a 5 MB storage limit, right? So you might have already exceeded 5 MB, putting some data. So
I was trying to delete, but it's not happening. Anyways, I'm the like the notes which you have given yesterday. I haven't gone through that, so maybe I'll come up with a problem later. Like I can anyways email to you, right? If you have any doubt.
yeah, you can email to me. Definitely, that's that there is an option. So the point is that your first point of contact still will be Amir, right? And
I know.
then you guys need to coordinate among yourself also. So that is the thing. Fine. And the first and the foremost thing is, because you guys know each other, why don't you guys coordinate amongst yourselves, for next few days and all, maybe take out 1 or 2 hours every day,
I have
talk to each
Cecily's.
other. Yeah.
Okay, I have Cecily's email ID, and I'll note it down all of them, like Mohit and Patesh, Salams.
If
So
you
we
guys
can,
do
yeah.
that, if you guys do a group study kind of thing, nothing better than that. No matter how many sessions you listen to, but if you do one group study with 2-3 good fellows, then nothing better than that.
Yeah, sure, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Hmm. And that ways I want you guys see everyone. Initially the thought was that okay, fine, there will just be one application and everyone would work on that one app. But I felt that you guys should be working on different apps. So you all have the apps in, you all have one app that you're working on. So take your
Yeah.
own apps, design those, take help of your friends, design those, and take the concepts from others also. Anyone else who is designing the app, take the concepts from there. Let's say, I mean, you told me that you are interested in the app designing of Sharon, right? So that is where you can take a bit of suggestion or help from her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So definitely, I am definitely there. You guys can reach me any point of time. That is there. Try and stay in touch. My only thing is that I might not be available very frequently for very small things and small works. And instead, I am actually trying to put you in a habit where you are able to find out solution. I mean, I also struggle with things. When Salesforce comes up with a new thing, we also do not know that, right? But we do not have a trainer to help us. So I want you guys to become a little more independent. That is what I'm trying to say. It's not that I am beyond reach or something like that. I am pretty much there. You guys have my email ID. Drop me an email anytime you want. In fact, I do have a small community of people I train. So I would try and include you guys also in that community.
So that would be a
So
really good idea.
so that's there. So all those things. But more you practice, more you work with other candidates, less you will need me, right?
Yeah, sure.
That is there. All right. Okay. Then we will go into Mohit. Mohit, you have shared your data model with me. I can see that.
Yes, yes,
So you made a few updates on that. All right.
yes, I did. Yeah.
One thing, but I am really impressed is on the the kind of documentation that you created on that. I think I would
Okay.
need more of your help in creating some of my documents.
Yeah, no. Anytime. I mean, I'm used to that. Writing publications and all that stuff.
Ajay, you do that?
Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, I've got few scientific publications, and I do scientific reports and things like that. So yeah.
So only related to the medical research, scientific thing, or if I
I
give
mean,
you a
yes,
concept, you can write on that also.
I can. Yes. I mean, I used to work in banking as well before this, so yes, I can do that too. I'm well versed in a few areas. So anytime. You got my email address, and I'll
Yeah.
share my email address with everybody, and it'll be nice to
Collaborate,
get
yeah.
in
So
touch
if you
with you.
guys,
Yeah.
that's very important. I see what I try to do is sometimes I do have requirements. I mean, that is something that I'm telling you guys. That sometimes I do have requirement that someone can come and help me in something. Like let's say I am working on a project and I need some resource who can help me. But I need really motivated people. There, I do not need someone who comes to me and says, when I need your help. I am not in a position to help you. Let's say I tell you that okay, create these 10 objects. You should be smart enough to create those 10 objects. That should be my help, right? It should not be a position where you ask me, okay, how to create an object. That becomes difficult. So for that reason, as I told you that, I was talking to Navjot right now, and as I told him, and I'm telling all of you that I have this small community of the candidates who have done the training and all, and I try to put them all together. And whenever I also seek some help, I try to approach them. Right? That's fine. Can you just design a small dummy app for some client that I need to show, and that gives you a lot of exposure and experience, right? So that is there.
No, definitely. I mean, obviously, that's how you learn as well, and you'll be exposed to new things. So
yeah, that is the only way of learning, the best way of learning actually, because till the time we do not see the practical scenarios in front of us, we will not learn.
That's right.
Right. So I think I do not know. I mean, how many of you were very comfortable designing the apps of your own domains, but you might have not before starting this app, you might never have thought of these all complexities. I remember every month's app when we started discussing, we got into scenarios, and then we started thinking how will you manage this, how will you manage that, which we never think. We just see the app in front of us, and we keep on thinking that okay, when this is just a simple app, and we can design it anytime, right? So, but what all questions can come into the mind, that only you get to know once you start designing it. So it will be good. I think you guys are aware of who is working on what app. So I think you all are aware of that.
Yeah.
In fact,
I think you did mention you're going to make the Dropbox or something for everybody to share.
Right.
You can do that at some stage. That'll be nice, I think.
Google Drive, yeah. I'm actually going to create a Google Drive. That will be a good idea. My problem with me is that my Google Gmail Google Drive is filled, and I have to empty it a bit. But that's there. I mean, I'm gonna create this. I'm gonna share it with everyone. So that is something which we'll keep on doing parallelly. I'll just try and do it now itself. Okay. So where you guys can put your documents, that is important. That's required. How about your for everyone, this question is that how about your study on what all material I shared yesterday going on? Are you guys working on that? Not working? Not worth it? How's it?
Just to let you know, I haven't received anything. I mean, I didn't attend yesterday, but I mean, if somebody can, or GT can share it with me, I don't know what I missed, but
I will.
Yeah.
So I think no, this is not the one. Okay, I think we have that video. So the video thing is also what I'm gonna upload by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that you guys will have. From there you can see. I mean, I've actually shared a lot of development resources where you can learn development. So take it as a practice. Once my sessions are over, don't leave it there. This is a suggestion for everyone. Fix up a time. Now this is a time when you guys are available. You all know that. Fix up a time. Try to meet at that time. Do a Skype call. Do a GoToMeeting call. Something, and fix up a time. Connect and take up a topic for every day. I have yesterday I mentioned 8-9 topics. Inbound email, Apex scheduler, batch Apex. Work on that for an hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Okay. First day, second day, you will definitely understand if you all combine your own concepts. People who are interested, they will come. 2-3 of you might not have that time. They might not come, right? So, but out of 10, even if 5 are coming, that's good, right? So that is one thing. Mohit, I have talked to.
Actually, I have a question. If that,
Yeah.
it's a very basic one. I'm, going through some of the things that we learned during training and all that. So, I mean, what would you say is the best way to learn and grasp these concepts? Is this to practice as you read and you go through these sample questions and things like that?
One good thing is if you can listen to the videos that you have.
Right. Okay.
More you listen to the videos, you are basically reiterating the same concepts, and that makes you a little more comfortable. See, when you ultimately it is all about cracking the interview, right? Interview,
Yes.
they will ask you two questions. One is
Right.
related to project. If you're showing an experience, they will ask you related to the project. For project related answers, you have to practice, right?
Yeah.
There is no other way. If you have not designed a project, you cannot answer the questions on project. I mean, you cannot build a story there. First of all, we are building a story, right? Secondly, we do not even practice a project, right? A project which I say that I have worked on that project for 6 months, and even if I don't work on it for 2 days, how do you expect me to answer questions on that project? So that is one thing. That is something which we need to understand. Second is there will be questions directly from topics, subject.
That's right.
If I ask you what is a profile, what is permission set, this thing will come more you read and more you listen to the videos. I think if you are listening to the videos again and again, that will make things more clear to you. So that's fair, right?
Yeah.
And as I told you, I do some of these webinars on some complex topics or some simple topics. I will include your email IDs as well. I know time to time whatever new comes to my mind, I try to set up a webinar and invite everyone. So whenever you have time, you are able to attend the webinar, please do attend. That will be helpful for you all.
Okay. Thanks.
So, Jeet, when you're talking about the videos, is it the Salesforce, the videos that are available, or is it something particular that you share?
I'm talking about your session videos. The sessions that you have done, the videos of those sessions. Not these sessions, not the ones that we are doing, the sessions that you have attended from the other trainer. Those videos you guys have?
No, I don't recall videos being shared. There was a link of the Salesforce videos that are available. There was a link to that shared.
No, it's in a Dropbox. That is what others told me.
Yeah,
okay, maybe.
Dropbox link which you can, I think Amer or Monica might be able to provide.
Okay, I'll check with them. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Dropbox. So you guys can, spend time on those videos, and listening to video is the best part. What I believe is, while we are working on something else, just plug in your headphones and keep on listening to the video and keep on doing your work, whatever you're doing. So that helps you, listen to the same thing again and again, and have some good concepts. So if you do not understand certain concepts, listening to video, looking at the video is a much more easier process. And if you want to read a little details, Salesforce help is there, very helpful. Okay, so next I wanted to talk to Parthesh. Hey Parthesh, how are you, man? How's the restaurant going?
Hi G. It's going okay. Because I work a lot, so I don't have a lot of time to study, but I try my best. I do have one question.
You have a question?
Yeah, I have one question.
Please.
So I was doing reading on Salesforce.com about a developer, and I read and it says that I might need a background for C++ and Java. Is that really true? Or it comes after once you?
No, some job requirements they ask for C, C++, Java kind of thing. Some requirements, not all. Right, so you might have read of a job description where they have asked for that, but most of them don't, because the challenges, and you guys will understand this challenge pretty well. If I am a recruiter, okay, Most of the people who I get to recruit, most of them are not that good with the programming side, with Apex and Visual Force, especially with Apex. Okay, so that is the reason why sometimes the recruiters or sometimes the companies straight away put it there that we need at least people who have C, C++, Java understanding, to avoid that scenario where the a developer gets hired and he does not understand programming at all, that sort of thing, right? So for developer job, but in case you guys are targeting for a functional consultant, you will not have that kind of requirement, and most of the developers job also do not have that kind of requirement. Secondly, your initial target, I mean, this is again one more trick that I'm going to tell you. Initial target should be to clear the interview anyhow. Okay, by hook, by crook, do whatever you want to do in the interview, but try to clear the interview. Why I say that? Some clearing interview is again, it's not just you should know the subject matter and then only you clear, right? It's a lot of marketing talent also that you should have, right? Sometimes, I've seen people who do not know much of the technology and they still clear the interview, right? So try to, talk about things that you want to talk during the interview, which means the topics that you are comfortable with. Stress on those topics instead of talking on everything else. The biggest mistake that I have done, seen people doing is they will try to copy the projects from others' resumes, because you go through a recruiting company and they give you some sample resumes. You try to copy everything in your resume. That is the biggest mistake. You try to make your resume very impressive, okay, and you put everything. I have created trigger, this, that, class, Apex, batch Apex. I mean, people do not even read what they are trying to copy on the resume, right? Now, the moment I receive your resume, let's say I'm taking an interview, I receive your resume and I see too many things in that resume, my expectations from you will be definitely high. And I start asking you a question, and the moment I ask you a question, you start fumbling there, you do not know the answers. And that is where I get to understand that this guy has written all this fake. Correct? So try to do some justice to whatever you are putting on your resume. Be very careful with it. Things which you are aware of, mention those things. Okay. So I would not say that just don't mention anything from programming, but try to mention things and be prepared with what will you answer if they ask you. If you say Apex trigger I have created, if I ask you what kind of a trigger did you create, how long did it take you to create, be prepared with these kind of answers. Did you face any challenge in creating that trigger? Okay. How many lines of code approximately that trigger had? These are simple questions. I'm not even getting into the technical aspect. But if you have not done that part, you will not be able to answer these things. So for that reason, whatever you are putting in resume, be prepared for the answers on that. Very important. You don't have to put everything in the world into your resume. That is a common mistake which I see. I do not know whether people copy the resumes from somewhere else or what. Things that they don't even know what exactly that is, and they have put that in the resume. Now the interviewer is supposed to ask you questions on those, right? So don't try to put all those things. Sometimes it may happen, let's say you talk about batch Apex. Okay, let's say for an example, batch Apex. Okay. Now if I am the interviewer, I ask you, have you worked on batch Apex? So you don't have to tell me that, okay, I have worked on batch Apex and all that stuff. The moment you tell me that, yeah, I created a batch Apex, and then I will ask you, okay, can you just tell me what kind of a batch Apex was it and all that stuff. I start digging deep into that. And then if you're not able to answer, that is definitely your fault. You have worked on it and you do not know the answer, which means you are not a good learner. You did not, you did not learn it properly, how it was done. However, if you just try to answer it this way, that no, in my previous project, because batch Apex I do not know, so I can always play safe saying that, okay, batch Apex was not required and that is the reason why I did not work on it. So, and if you want to still make it better, tell the interviewer that because I did not have a scope of working on batch Apex there, that is the reason why I am not very good in batch Apex. I know the concepts really well. I know that there are these three methods. So what basic concepts of batch Apex I know. Code, how to write a code, that I know. So I think I am pretty good on that part, and I can, if required, I can learn it very quickly. So that is it. You overall understand what is batch Apex, that is more than enough. But the moment you try to say that no, I have worked on batch effects to impress the interviewer, you are actually getting yourself trapped. So don't get into that thing. Okay. So try to mention whatever you can defend during the interview. So whatever you write in your resume should be something which you can talk about. Should not be something that you completely are unaware of. Okay. That is one thing. Try to tell them, emphasize on things like I have not got a chance. This was not there in my project. That is the reason why I have not worked on it. Microphones on mute, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So don't try to tell that I have worked on everything. Even if you tell me, like if I am taking the interview and Mohit comes to me and says that last 1 year I've been working on a project and we did not design an Apex scheduler because we did not need it. So that's not your fault. That's not Mohit's fault because the project did not require an Apex scheduler, right? Now he can tell me that I am aware of Apex scheduler, but because I have not done it in last 1 year, I cannot tell you exactly, line by line thing, or I cannot write it instantly, but I have the concept. So that makes, life so easy for you. Got it? So try to emphasize on that and try to emphasize on that. Okay, fine. I have the concepts, basic concepts. I have concepts really good. It's just a matter of syntax. Try to use these things. Okay. So it's just a matter of syntax. I can learn it and I'm a quick learner and I have worked on, whatever things were assigned to me. I've done those really well. These are things which I have not got in my, previous assignment, and if I have a chance, I will work more on it and I will learn that quickly. I have overall understanding of this. You use these things, I think your chances increase for getting hired. So try to do that. So do all these tricks, and once you get hired, you don't need to worry. There are a lot of people who have got hired, and once they go into their job and once they go into their project, they take support, outside support. So there, I do have a few developers who help people from the back end. Definitely, they charge a certain amount of money, but that's fine. For you to sustain your job for initial couple of months, if you need to take outside support, that's absolutely fine. Right? So you can just get into the complex things, give it to someone who is a developer, and for that again you can contact me anytime. Right? So that part is there. So if you are able to sustain your job for 2-3 months, your understanding will also increase. You will be experienced in 2-3 months, and then you are a good Salesforce developer and you start bagging salaries and all. So even if you get my point is that even if you are getting a developer role, don't miss that opportunity of going for interview. Try for the interview. Who knows, you might get selected. Correct? So that is the thing. And once you get selected, then you somehow manage the development activities with some external support for few months, 2-3 months, and then you get onto the pace by that time. Right? Okay. Sharon, how about you? How is your finance app thing? Oh, yeah, Parthesh. Anything else? Yeah, Sharon, 1 minute. I think Parthesh, I did not ask final things. So Parthesh, anything else that you were asking? I think there was one question that you asked apart from that.
Oh, no, that was it. Thank you, Jay.
Continue to work on your restaurant app. So did you get a chance to look into that POS kind of thing?
Oh, yes, I did. I actually added more things afterwards.
Is it? Okay. So once this Dropbox is created, try putting these things in the Dropbox, and that is what we'll have is everyone will have access to that. And people, please look into others, data models and share your suggestions as well. So it's not just that you look into the database and just leave it. Okay, don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Sharon.
Hi, Jeet. Yeah,
Hi.
I'm working on it. I'm working on my app slowly.
Slowly? How slowly?
I have difficulties in coding now. I need to study, or I have to have more understanding about that.
But why no progress on the app? I was very much working. How many objects do we have in that as of now?
I created few, and I am into that relationship part where I'm a little bit confused and I'm trying few things. Yeah.
Yes. So how will your confusion go away?
Yeah.
How will you clear your confusions on the relationship? What is the plan?
Yeah. And one more thing I want to ask you. How about the testing jobs? Are there any testing jobs in?
I saw that. Not too many actually. See, why I say that? Um, there are not too many testing jobs. Why I say that is Salesforce does not have. You have seen, right, how Salesforce development happens, right? So most of the times for Salesforce, implementation, you do not have a very big team. So there will not be a huge team which is doing the implementation on Salesforce. That thing will not happen, right? So most of the times it will be a small team, and in that there is not too much of scope of a dedicated, testing person who is just doing the testing. There is not that much of development, right? So most of the times either a developer or an administrator will do the testing. Okay. Some cases you allow the developer to do the testing. I remember I told you the other day about the sandbox, and we talked about two different types of sandbox. One is the developer sandbox, which does not have real data, and then this partial and full sandbox, which have the actual data, right? So if it is a partial or actual sandbox, then administrator will do the testing, because he just has to do the testing. He does not have to do anything else. So an administrator would sit and do the testing there, yeah, because most of the times developers are the external users. They are not the people within your organization. Most of the times, right? I mean, developers are also not hired full time kind of thing. They are also on contract and that sort of thing. So sometimes companies don't want to share expose all their data to the developers as well. So in that case, the administrator will be doing the testing, right? So there are no separate roles, role for a testing person or tester. But having said that, there can be few roles, but chances are very less. If it's a really big company which has a lot of projects going on, and a big implementation going on every day, testing happens. I used to I did a bit of consulting for one of the biggest communication companies here in India. It's Tatacom. So they have close to 2000 users, 2000 licenses, and they have a lot of development activities which keeps on happening, right? And for them, before anything can be deployed, because there are 2000 users who are going to get affected by whatever happens there. So everything, smallest of the changes need to be tested properly, thoroughly. So they do have a few testers. I've seen that they do have a few testers dedicatedly working towards that. But how many clients you will have like that? For Salesforce, most of the clients will have small development activity going on, so not too many testing jobs. But what I should I must tell you that I was really impressed with the idea of your accounts payable and accounts receivable concept of the apps. I was looking forward. I think I've told you earlier also. I was looking forward to some progress on that. Try to work more on that. Get this app concept a little more concrete. Take help from others. Definitely, everyone else here would be there to contribute. I am there. You just can contact me on that. But work on that part. That seems to be a good idea, good concept, and that sort of thing. And you have experience in that particular domain, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
All right, and then we come to Dang. Yes, Mr. Dang, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Actually, I am concerning about getting the certification now. Do you have anything, any idea for that?
Which certification?
Development 401.
I have a lot of understanding of that. I will tell you. Dev 401 is for everyone. This is, I think this is a helpful piece of information. Dev 401 does not have any programming, no visual force, no effects. Okay. So this Dev 401 basically has data model section, which is close to 32%. So 32% weightage is for data model, data management, which includes data loader, import, export, that thing. That has got 10% weightage. Reports and dashboards, that has got 10% weightage. User interface, which includes page layouts and stuff, that has got 15% weightage. Apart from this, there's this business logic section. Business logic includes workflows, formulas, approvals, and validation rules. These four things, it has got some 23% weightage. So overall, how much? And some basics is 57%. So it's 32, 42, 52, 67, and 90, and 95. So 5% I think I'm missing on something, but that is how it is. So this is the weightage, right? So these are the areas: no Apex, no Visual Force. So business logic includes your formulas, validations, workflows, approval, 4 things. UI includes page layout, not Visual Force, page layouts. Okay. Reports is there, reports and dashboards. Data management, import, export of data, and data update and all that, data loader. Data model includes everything like objects, relationships, permissions, profiles, sharing settings, OWDs, all those things come under data model. And basics can be any basics, maybe some simple question related to Salesforce. Correct? So that's about...
So it's no Apex and Visual Force?
No Apex, no Visual Force in 401. Dev 501 is the exam where you have only Apex and Visual Force. So for Apex and Visual Force, you have 501. Okay, but this is something that you don't need to do. So making life simpler for you, Salesforce has introduced this certification. You will be a certified developer, but you don't have to write any program, or you don't have to learn any programming for clearing 401, right? So people who plan to do certification, please go ahead with the Dev 401 thing. You anyhow are not eligible to go for 501, because for 501, 401 is a prerequisite. Till that time you have not done 401, you cannot apply for 501. So that's beyond scope for you. Anyhow, have to go for 401. So anyone who wants to do this certification, start preparing for this. And Salesforce provides a study guide for it. So if you type study guide, if you go to Google and type this study guide, you will find this thing. So study guide Dev 401. That's it. See, here it is, the first link. The study guide has all the details, everything that you need to know related to certification. Okay. This is the latest study guide, I guess. Yes, it is. How many questions? What is the time? The other day, I gave you those questions, 60 questions. Exactly, you will have 60 questions. 90 minutes, I told you. Exactly, you will have 90 minutes. So that exam was, see, 60 multiple choice questions. I gave you 60 questions. I gave you 90 minutes. And you have your passing score is 68%. I have kept the passing score at 75%. So people who could clear that really have a good chance with 401, right? People who did not clear that need to work a little more before you can apply for this exam. But this is a simple exam. I mean, you have seen the questions the other day, right? So that is all included. That's completely, in fact, that is a copy of one of the exams. So one of their exams, all those questions, the complete set of questions has been used by me for this mock test.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Then we come back to Cecily. Cecily, did we talk? I mean, you were asking about the videos, and apart from that, anything else that you want to tell us, or you want to ask?
No, Jeet, so I looked at the, remember we were having a doubt about how to end in the data model, how to conclude the process, right? So I looked at it and looked at some of the apps that are out there for recruiting, and they create an object called the review instead of the positions. It's a review where the review goes in like the application can either be selected or rejected. So that's the logic that they're using. So if it is selected, it goes, the candidate gets, is offered the contract.
Okay.
And if it doesn't get selected, it's either archived or it's out of the system.
Okay.
So that was the only part which I felt needs to be added.
All right. So then you will not have something called position. Position
No,
you will have.
That,
okay.
Instead of that, we can put the review.
Okay. That's good. Okay. I think there is one of these apps on App Exchange which is really good for your recruiting thing.
Which one are you referring to? I
just have to look for it. I don't know if they will give you a trial or something, but reading that you can get a lot of understanding. I'll tell you.
So other than that, I think we have included all the other objects have taken care of the recruiting process. So
job science.
Yeah, that's the one that I was looking at.
Yeah, so job science has two things. One is staffing solutions, one is recruiting solutions.
So I didn't look at the staffing part, I was just looking at the recruiting.
The job science, I can just type it and see. Job science. Yeah. If you look at this App Exchange thing, one is job science staffing and the other one is job science recruiting. So they have two different solutions, right? So I think you are working on towards the recruiting one, right?
That's right, yeah.
Right. So if you open this, you will get a lot of ideas. I think you are referring to this one only, right?
Yes, I am.
Do you have a trial thing kind of a thing for this? Have you created a trial kind of a thing for it? How did you get to know they are using review?
I read about it and I looked at the demo and figured out that what are they using.
Okay, that's good. And it's interesting. See, they have just used 4 objects, 4 custom objects. That's it. So complete recruiting app. See, we are going into so many objects. They must be using some of the standard objects also. They just used 4 custom objects. But this is one thing, whenever you talk about a project in your resume, try to have these small answers ready. Any point of time you might be asked that how many objects did you have? Okay, which is a simple question, but that is usually asked to kind of put you into a bit of trick. So be ready with these small things. Which edition? How many objects did you create? What kind of a license do you have? That sort of things, right? So those things can come.
Okay.
Okay. There's applicant tracking system, so ATS. Okay. Skills rating is there. Property candidate, proprietary candidate search is there. What is that? Flexible reporting, no cost. OFCCPEO. Candidate scoring, Salesforce.com partnership, mobile job search, ATS. Applicant tracking system. Right. So the moment you start talking about a recruiting app, the other thing that you might be asked is how you used to maintain all the resumes of the candidates, because resumes will come in PDF or some other format, right? So that is again one thing that you have to think of, that where was the were the resumes being maintained on Salesforce or off Salesforce. So one thing that comes just in the mind. So these kind of things you should be prepared of. This is just one of those things.
So the good answer would be off Salesforce.
Of Salesforce makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because
Okay.
you can have, you can have, millions of resumes, right? How many
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
do you start maintaining on Salesforce? Because even if it is on Salesforce, does not help you in any way.
yeah. It doesn't. Yeah.
You anyhow you'll have to go open it. So open it on the local system, right? So and Salesforce does not allow you that much of space also. For
That's right.
documents,
Yeah.
it gives you 10 GB, right? So 10 GB, how many resumes can I upload? So you can always say that, okay, fine, we used to maintain that in our local system.
Yeah. So this part about the search, right? The power search. That was something which I think we need to look at writing it in
Apex and
the
Visual Force.
triggers.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
with a Visual Force page, yeah. That's correct.
I will try doing that and probably communicate with you on that.
It's just a search option, try to create a search page, which has a few input boxes, and it should be able to, perform the search of the keyword, right?
Yeah.
So that is it. So that is what you have to create, I think. Have you done some example on search layout kind of thing?
No, no, I haven't, but I will look into it. I would want to do that for this app.
Okay, fine. So yeah, you start working on that in case there is any difficulty. Just let me know. Okay,
Okay.
fine. What else apart from this?
Just need to put in more time to read.
Yeah, put in more time to read things and all, right?
That's right, yeah.
That's correct. Okay. Right. So I think I've talked to everyone. So
Just a reminder, sorry, with regards to the document that you shared with everybody, whenever you get a chance, if you don't mind.
which document?
Did you share anything with everybody yesterday, or like some?
No.
It was, I think he's talking about the workbook that you talked about, the
Okay.
Apex,
So did I
Apex and the
share?
Visual Force.
Did I share anything with you guys, or it was just on my notepad?
No, Jeet, if you share the recordings, then I think Mohit will be able to
Right.
Yeah, I think they'll work out better. Right?
yeah, that should work better if you just share the recordings.
Right.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
So yeah, so that is one thing which I'm gonna do. Apart from that, anything else? So recordings, I think I'll be sharing, max by tomorrow. I told you, right, this recordings need to be converted and all. So tomorrow being Saturday, I'll work on that, and by tomorrow you'll have the recordings. You all have your projects, you all know others' projects. I think you guys have shared your email IDs also. Try to collaborate, and everyone has shared the email ID. So take the email IDs of others also. Google Drive you're going to create, so try to put your files inside that Google Drive, and wherever you have a data model, just write the name of the concept, and whatever document you have, write the name of the document and write your name as well, so that people know who has done what. So that will be one idea. Apart from that, what else are we missing? Are we missing on anything else?
So Jeet, I have a question. So to give Dev 401, the 201 is not a prerequisite?
201.
The admin 201 is not a prerequisite?
No, that's not.
Oh, okay.
That's a separate line of exams. That is for administrators. This is for developers. So for developer, they don't need to clear 201. They need to just straight away go into their 401. And interesting thing is that for the syllabus of 201 and 401 is almost similar. So whatever you read in 201, the same kind of things you read in 401 also.
Do you recommend any of, I mean, there are a lot of sites which tell about certification questions,
Don't
but
buy them.
we come across the answers probably are not right. Do you recommend any sites where the answers are also right?
No.
No. Okay.
Because see, there are a lot of sites, and most of the times these people have an intention to make the sites more popular, and put too
Okay.
many questions and all, and the quality is not maintained, either from the point of view of the answers or the questions being specific to that certification exam. So that ultimately confuses you a lot.
Okay.
Just give me one moment, please. Sorry. Hello, guys there? Yeah, Cecily, you were asking something.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to know if you have any sites, you recommend any site.
Right. So no, I do not recommend, because most of them are, most of them, what I have found is either they do not have the right questions. So for 401, you will find the 501 questions included in 401, and that will ultimately confuse you a lot. Second part is the answers are not correct in a lot of them. So that way, I do not recommend anything. The only thing that you will need for 401 is understand the topics, whatever are there. I have listed them down here. Data model, these topics, and you will find it in the study guide as well. Read as much as possible on those topics. That's it. So try to
Okay.
read from the help menu that we have. Help menu has all the latest information on Salesforce, and they have things very simple. I've shown you that in one of the sessions. So try to use the help menu. That's it. Very helpful.
So there was one question which I remember from the this thing about how from the test that you had given about how much the data logs, the debug log can retain for the organization, the size. So the options that were given, I mean, when I went back and checked, it says 5 MB for each user.
Okay.
But it for an organization, and the options didn't have it.
Yeah, because it was, I think for an organization is 50 MB maximum under the help. When you go into the help section,
But that option
yeah,
was
that
not.
was not an option. Yeah.
So yeah, one or two questions there might have been some incorrect options, so that can
Oh,
be a
okay,
possibility.
okay, that's okay.
But you should always go and take things from here like debug logs. Where do you find help for this page? Okay, now you will find all the details of debug logs here. What all things come under debug logs, what is there about debug logs and everything. This is the easiest way, right, to take help from Salesforce. So even if you
That's
are
right.
attending a telephonic interview, have this thing open in front of you. The moment you have asked about a question, you can quickly type in that thing here and click on the help for this page and quickly answer. I know that for that you need to be super fast, but at least you have a scope, right? If the interviewer is asking about debug logs, you can definitely open this part and quickly read a little of talk. It was a telephonic round.
Okay.
The retaining debug log should have that answer, I guess. Yeah. Alright. So, Suggestions, for you guys will be work on your applications. You continue to work on those. I am definitely there. I am pretty much reachable, so try to reach me. And first of all, try and coordinate within yourselves. For smaller things, if you can coordinate within yourself, it's going to be helpful to everyone. For you all, start preparing your resumes. Put good things in your resumes, the ones that you really want to talk about, the ones which you are confident on. Don't try to put everything on your resume. Start marketing resume, maybe sometime starting next year, first week or second week of January. Start marketing your resumes, and this is a good technology. And good thing is that you have now it's today is 19th, right? So you still have good 2 weeks to do a lot of self-study. I think next 2 weeks are almost going to be holidays. So during these holidays, you can utilize a lot of your time. So who all are available during these holidays and who all are ready to work on some projects and assignments?
Yeah,
I will try to.
Okay. Anyone who feels that they are available during the holidays, I mean, they want to work on projects and assignments. Not the apps that you are designing, some practical scenario app and all that stuff. In case you guys are available, just drop me a small email.
I do.
In case I have a certain requirement, I can involve you in that. Fine. For me also, I do some sort of R&D during holidays because most of my clients are also on holidays, so I'm not working with clients at this point of time. So I try and get into some new concepts and R&D kind of thing, and I try to include a few candidates into that, just so that I just keep on getting fresh ideas and all. So in case you are available, just drop me an email, and even if I have any such requirement during the holidays, if I am working on some R&D and I need some people to come and join me, I will definitely drop an email on that part. So just drop me an email if you are interested on that. Yeah. What is that?
So Jeet, you will be giving them personally, or will you just open it up to everybody?
I will just give you a small assignment, and I will give the same thing to 4 or 5 people, and I will collect ideas. Let's say I am planning to design a certain application, so I'll just coordinate with few of you. Let's say 5 people, and I give the same thing to everyone, and I tell them about the challenge. Everyone comes up with his own solution, and then we decide on what is the best solution and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that if you open it up, probably everybody might chip in and give you some fresh ideas.
That is what I actually need. I need inputs from people. I need people who can actually work on things and all. So that is how it is, right?
Yeah,
so
that would be great.
But for this, I would just need a small favor from you guys. Please drop an email because this chat window will be gone. The moment this meeting is gone, the chat window is also gone. So drop an email so that I do not, when I have to think, I cannot remember everyone's name, right? So I can quickly check the email that, okay, these are the people who have sent me an email on that part, right? So that is how it is. Okay. So that is, something which may come, which may not come. I'm not sure. If I go on holiday during these days, then that might not come. But if I have that kind of thing, which I do usually, whenever I'm not working closely with the clients, because next 2 weeks almost, I do not have too many client meetings and all that stuff. So I might be doing a bit of R&D and all that stuff. And I would be happy to get a few suggestions from you as well.
And Jeet, while you're talking about it, I mean, if you have requirement to gather some requirements from some company out here, I mean, we are also open to that. I mean, at least I'm interested.
I mean, usually I do not get any requirement from US.
No, if at all that comes through.
Right.
You're looking for someone.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely there. So that thing can be definitely looked into. But usually that does not happen. I'm sitting in India, how will I bag a project from US? But yeah, if there is something like that, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question, Jeet. I mean, I think this question was probably asked before as well, but I mean, what does someone need to know in terms of programming, like other languages? I mean, is that a strict requirement, or is it something that comes in the way, I guess, for jobs, or how does it work? Because I've seen a lot of postings out there, so there are postings which do ask for strictly everything to do with Salesforce, but then they also say, oh, C++ or whatever, stuff like that. So, I mean, in your experience.
So it's like, I mean, the simple concept there is that if you know Apex and Visual Force well, and if you're confident on that, then even if you do not know anything else, that's absolutely fine, right? So no one can tell you that I want you to know C++. You can straight away tell that, okay, I know everything in Apex, you ask me questions on Apex, and the requirement is on Apex, right? C++, Java kind of things are required when people do not have that much of Apex understanding, right? So if you say that I have just worked on Apex for 6 months and I do not know Apex that much, but I have worked on Java, then they consider that as well. So that is secondary thing.
Right.
It's like you being in Chennai and you do not know Tamil. Then second language that you need to know is English to manage, right? So that is what will be asked to you. But if you know Tamil in Chennai, then that's more than enough. Why would they ask you to know English? That is how it is, So for people who know, but this is for Apex thing, C++ Apex thing. But when we talk about Visual Force, because in Visual Force you use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, three things are used, right? So any job role where they are specifically looking for, intensive development of web, the front end pages and all, there they might expect you to know CSS and JavaScript, because that is not being considered as a different language. Those are used within Visual Force, right? So
right.
situation there is different. So you cannot say that I know Visual Force, I do not know JavaScript. That's okay, because you need to know JavaScript to run scripts on Visual Force. Visual Force does not have any scripting option, and it does not have any styling option as well. So CSS and JavaScript are required there. But C is completely a different language, right? So that is not anyhow involved in Apex. That is how it is.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Anyone? Any other questions? We are all good? Okay. So before we leave, I would just want you guys to do a small